It is winter in Hawaii. Our boat lies off the island of Maui. A strange sound comes from the water. Jody and Scott are marine biology students. They listen intently. My name is Lee Tepley. With an underwater movie camera, I follow Jody. Underwater, Jody hears the sound again. In fact, many sounds, loud and clear. When Jody surfaces to breathe, she no longer hears the sounds. This microphone is designed to pick up sounds underwater. It is called a hydrophone, and with its electronic amplifier, it is far more sensitive than is the human ear in water. In the wintertime near Maui, a hydrophone will detect sounds like these almost any time, day or night, but they are heard above water only when their source is very near. Jody listens to the sounds picked up by the hydrophone, but they are more than just sounds. They are songs. They are the songs of one of the largest animals on Earth, and to me, one of the most exciting. They are the songs of the humpback whale. Dr. Roger Payne first discovered that humpback whales sing. He tells us about their songs.
Now, by songs, I don't mean to imply any sort of aesthetic judgment. All I mean is that the sounds are repeated, so that when you have, for instance, a cricket or a frog or a bird repeating itself, you say that that animal is singing. And in the case of a whale, it's the same thing, only there's a big difference. The whale songs are very long. They're very complex, and when they're over, they don't stop and wait a while, but they, in fact, turn right around and repeat that rigmarole again and again. The song has a fascinating structure. One of the most interesting things about it is that it lasts such a long time. In the case of a bird song, you have a song that lasts for maybe a few seconds at most. In humpback whales, the shortest one we've ever heard was 6 minutes long, and the longest is 30 minutes, but an average song is about 15 minutes. The song itself has some interesting aspects to it. The song usually consists of about 6 themes, as we call them, which are complex arrangements of sound, and these 6 themes are broken down into a series of phrases. The phrases are repeated. In some cases, the phrases are constant. In other cases, they change or evolve slowly throughout the entire theme.
We have recorded the songs on magnetic tape. To get a better idea of how the phrases repeat and change, we speed up the tape.
Now, in any one given area, such as, let's say, Hawaii, you'll find that the sounds of the whales are the same, or that everybody is singing the same song. We're interested in finding out now more about what these sounds mean. We don't really know, but at the moment, it seems to me it's probably the similar function that a bird song would have. It probably announces where one whale is to another whale. It may announce something territorial, or perhaps as an advertisement for a mate. But those are just wild guesses. We don't really know yet.
Humpbacks seldom sing when swimmers or photographers approach them, so the songs we hear in this film were not sung by the whales we see. But the songs carry a long way in water, and distant whales provide us with a background of almost continuous singing. As Jody comes near, this humpback seems to watch intently. Often, the singer is a lone whale, probably a male, moving very slowly, or not moving at all, except when it surfaces to breathe. It may well be that the whale sings to attract a female. Humpbacks neither open their mouths nor blow bubbles when they sing. We don't know how they make these very loud sounds. It is thought that only the male humpbacks sing, and only in the wintertime. But humpbacks do make other sounds, like these. This is not an outboard motor. It is a sound made by a humpback whale. The appearance of the humpback whale is perhaps as curious as are its sounds. Humpbacks are not balloon-like as they are often portrayed. In fact, the throat is almost always concave, except when the whale is feeding. Adult humpbacks may be up to 50 feet long and weigh up to 45 tons, but the buoyancy of water neutralizes their great weight, and their great size does not hinder their graceful movements. The flippers resemble wings, except that they are scalloped on the leading edge. The whale's wingspan is more than 2/3 of its body length. No other whale has such long flippers. A fluke, a flipper, a whaleback, another back. Flipper flopping may be associated with courtship. Humpbacks may flipper flop for other reasons, perhaps to cool off, to break loose barnacles, or perhaps to signal other whales. This is just one humpback whale lying belly up, both flippers in the air. Flipper flopping may go on and on, perhaps for half an hour. The markings on each humpback whale are unique and can be used to identify individual animals. The differences are especially striking in the black and white coloration of the flippers. The flukes vary in color from almost pure white to a mottled black and white pattern on the underside. But most often, the flukes are black, or mostly black. The dorsal fins of humpbacks exhibit a variety of shapes. They often resemble crescents, but some are more like triangles. The deep notch in this dorsal fin probably resulted from an injury. Humpbacks have curious knobs on their heads. Each knob contains one or more hairs or hair follicles. The knobs may possibly have a sensory function, but we don't really know. Humpbacks feed mostly in the summer in polar and subpolar waters. Every winter, they migrate thousands of miles to the tropics, where most of the calves are born, about 11 months after they were conceived. At birth, this calf was 12 to 16 feet long and weighed up to 2 tons. Feeding entirely on its mother's milk, the calf grows rapidly. By the time it is ready to leave the tropics, the calf will have doubled its weight. Cows and calves stay very close together. Whalers report they are almost inseparable, even after one of them has been harpooned. Calves seem more curious than adults. The calf swims toward the camera. The cow stays close. The calf must surface to breathe more frequently than the cow. Still, the cow follows the calf upwards. The white lines are pleats, or folds, which allow the mouth to expand for feeding. Jim Hudnall is a naturalist who has been studying and filming humpback behavior for several years. Rarely do humpbacks permit a swimmer to get as close as Jim does here. A third whale almost always escorts the cow and calf, swimming below and slightly to the rear. The escort whale may help protect the calf against enemies, like sharks and killer whales. Sometimes thrusting their heads out of the water, pods of humpbacks may swim rapidly at the surface for several hours. Hudnall first called this behavior surface traveling. He believes it to be a form of social or sexual play. also travel near the surface, sometimes in large groups. Many types of dolphins will play in the bow wave of a fast-moving boat. Dolphins may have learned this behavior by riding the bow waves of whales. But these humpbacks are swimming slowly. The dolphins show no interest. Dolphins are, in fact, small whales. These are leaping almost clear out of the water, a behavior called breaching. Humpback whales also breach. This calf appears to be learning how. It works on its coordination, and works, and works. That's better. When an adult humpback breaches, the splash is a lot bigger. Often the whales turn in midair with flippers flying. Seldom do they crash down on their bellies, but this one does. Only a few people have actually seen a humpback start to breach. This simulation is based on their reports. The whale swims parallel to the surface. It picks up speed with only a few hard strokes and into the air. Winter is almost over. The whales have eaten little food for many months. The cows have lost several tons of weight, producing milk for their fast-growing calves. It is time to head for their summer feeding grounds in far distant cold waters. The calves will continue to nurse during their long migration to the high latitudes. Whales leave the warm island-protected waters of the tropics and head out into the open sea. The enemies of the humpback whale are few. In past years, they've had only one real threat: man. Blown up with compressed air, a dead humpback whale floats belly up. In two 10-year periods of modern whaling, one near the beginning and one near the middle of this century, the humpback population was reduced worldwide by 90%. In 1966, when humpbacks were fast becoming extinct, most of the world's whaling nations voluntarily agreed to stop the slaughter. With continuing protection from commercial whaling, there is now hope that the worldwide population of humpbacks will someday recover. And the songs of these magnificent animals will once again fill the oceans of the world.
Mm-hmm.